Good evening, graduates, family members, educators, and other virtual attendees. My name is Peyton Seibert, and I am the Class of 2020 President. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we'd like to present the national anthem performed by Senior Amanda Bishop.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I'd like to congratulate all of our graduates for all of the effort you have put in to get here today. I am tremendously saddened that we are unable to celebrate this milestone together in a traditional fashion. Although COVID-19 is forcing us to socially distance, our sense of community and camaraderie continues to pull us together. To begin this commencement ceremony for the class of 2020, we thank those who have made this unusual time as uplifting as it could be. Tonight we come together and celebrate each other and the accomplishments we have all achieved throughout our time as students. However, not everyone can make it to the celebration tonight. Our friends and fellow classmates Garrett Joseph Fifield and Danielle Renee Webb will never be forgotten. Let us have a moment of silence to reflect on the joy and laughter that they brought into our lives. Thank you. Forrest Gump once said, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get." As a class, we have faced so many challenges. Yes, we had the stereotypical high school challenges of making friends, worrying about how bad we did on that one test, and projects that we waited until the last minute to do. But we also had some pretty crazy ones too. The consolidation made us the last 7th graders in the junior high, but we had to face another change of scenery. The sudden change from the junior high to the intermediate was a challenge that we all faced. Fast forward a few more years, we were bound for another surprise. On March 12th, we were told to take everything home with us because of the coronavirus. Many of us thought about how fun an early spring break would be, or how nice it would be to not have to stress for a bit. Jokingly, we said goodbye to our teachers and our friends. We were expecting this to blow over in a few weeks and be back to normal. What we didn't know is that the final part of our Butler experience would be changed drastically. Yes, we missed out on some memorable experience, and yes, I wish I could have had a more traditional senior year. But I truly believe that we handled this situation better than any other class could have. Since the first day we walked under the Cinderella stairs at the junior high, we have been united as a class. We've shared moments that I wouldn't trade for anything in this world. But now we must move on to the next chapter of our lives. The outcomes are endless for everyone graduating today. Whether you are entering the workforce, a trade school, going to college, or protecting our country by joining the armed forces, the light of our future shines incredibly bright. We all have the potential to change this world for the better. Thank you all for allowing me to speak tonight, and thank you to the teachers, parents, friends, faculty members, coaches, and anyone else who has supported us on our journey of life thus far. You may never know what life may give you, but you can make it whatever you want it to be. I wish you all the best of luck with whatever your future holds. Once again, congratulations graduates, and thank you, Butler Class of 2020, for memories that will last a lifetime. At this time, I would like to introduce the theme for Commencement 2020. A committee of faculty members and students identified the theme. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. Interested seniors submitted recorded speeches on this theme, and a panel of judges selected 2 to be included. Our first selected theme speaker is Anna Baxter.
Life consists of 2 sides, light and dark, joy and sorrow. Without a balance, one cannot fully experience a full and well-rounded life. Joanne Ross. We, the class of 2020, have had two major events characterize our lives thus far. We came into the world following 9/11, one of the darkest days in American history. And now we are living in the midst of a global pandemic, preparing to embark on what might be the largest journey of our lives. We have all faced adversity in life, but no matter the size of the obstacle, it has only reaffirmed our perseverance, persistence, and passion in life. Without experiencing these dark obstacles, we would have less appreciation for the true light of success and happiness. When we are in a time of darkness and despair, we have two choices. We can either feel sorry for ourselves, or we can choose to focus on the light. It is how we react to the trials and tribulations that we face that distinguish who gives up and who keeps going. I would like to refer to Walter Wintel's poem, Thinking. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think that you can't, it is almost certain that you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost, for out of the world we find. Success begins with a fellow's will, it is all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are, for you've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. To me, this poem is a testament that true success does not come from what is around us. It comes from within. Despite the darkness in the world right now, our circumstances do not define our success. Only we can do that. If we choose to become immersed in the darkness, there is no telling what the future may hold. However, if we choose to become focused on the light, it is certain that there is an abundant amount of opportunities and success waiting at our fingertips. It is no secret that we will all face more trials and tribulations as we go our separate ways, but how we react to them will characterize us as individuals and as a class. Just like we have overcome obstacles throughout our lives thus far, this too shall pass. The darkest hour is often right before dawn. We have the rest of our lives before us. Just have hope. Before we know it, the light will be shining the brightest it ever has. I am sure that we are all a little apprehensive about what the future holds for us in this time of uncertainty, but let's focus on the light. We have just finished 12 long years of education, full of memories and milestones. These years and times spent in the classroom were critical to our development as young adults. As of today, we are officially no longer Butler students, but we are Butler graduates. We have completed our first real milestone of adulthood. We will be heading an infinite amount of directions in the near future, but Butler will always be our home. Class of 2020, it is in our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. But it is also critical to remember to be the light. Keep shining. The world needs our light now more than ever. If we can do this, we can do anything that we put our minds to. Thank you.
A time for laughter, a time for cheers. There has been so much fun through all the years. COVID-19 has made the world stand still, but that doesn't mean that it will break our will. Social distancing and self-quarantines will not put a stop to determined teens. We are tornado tough, and we are here to say that we will live to see another day. When you think you've lost your way, think of what led you today. It will guide you. Think of friends both far and near, memories you still hold dear. They will guide you home. Stop looking back and look ahead. Think about you, your future is set. Look at the present, look at the past. Hasn't it gone so fast? Look where you've come from, you've come so far. Don't lose sight of who you are. We are strong, we are strong. Our pride shines like precious gold. This may be goodbye, but you and I have so much more in store. When you think you've lost your way, think of what led to today. been made. Now let us go our separate ways. Change can be daunting, but it can make life beautiful. Just in the blink of an eye, it's time to say goodbye. We are strong, we are strong. Our light shines like precious gold. This may be goodbye, but you and I have so much more in store. When you think you're lost, you are there. Think of what to today. It will guide you. Think of the friends who love memories you still hold dear. They will guide you home. When you think you're lost, you are there. Think of what to today. It will guide you. Think of the friends who love memories you still hold dear. They will guide you home. They will guide you home.
The song you just heard is an original creation by Butler High choir members, based on poems they wrote during the school closure period. Choral director Dr. Brian Helsel invited alumni and other community members to add their voices to current students and compiled those clips to create this piece. I would now like to introduce our second theme speaker, Leah Cogswell.
Class of 2020, we saw the light at the end of the tunnel. It was March. Spring sports were in full swing. We picked a prom theme. We were about to enter the fourth quarter of our senior year of high school. The light was there, and we could practically reach out and touch it. And then it was like a blindfold was pulled over our eyes, and the end seemed once again far away and impossible to predict. As a class, we've been thrown a lot of curveballs over the years that we've overcome together. We were the first class to be drastically affected by the consolidation. We never got to buy the famous junior high chocolate chip cookies, and now our sports seasons are canceled, musicals and band concerts are being saved for next year, mock trial competitions are left without a verdict, and, well, you're watching this from a computer screen. But despite all of these things, we remained focused. We saw the light, and here we are, graduating as a class, together. The light shining on the end of our senior year may have been dimmed, but think about all of the things that we've learned. We know how to tackle challenges. We know how to be brave and strong in the face of hardships that none of us would have dreamed we'd have to overcome. And we can use that knowledge, that resilience, that drive, and the bonds that we've created together because of all of this to focus on the light shining on the next chapter of our lives. Whether that chapter is college, trade school, the workforce, or serving our country, we have the focus and the determination to tackle the next steps of our lives and the challenges they will bring. Moving forward, I wish the best of luck to each and every one of you. Leaving the friendships and the community that we've built here will be extremely difficult, but I have so much confidence in what we are about to bring to the world. The Butler Senior High School class of 2020 will not disappoint. We are strong, we are resilient, we are focused, we see the light. We are the class of 2020. Thank you.
Perspective, awareness, call it what you will. It's interesting that some of the great leaders of history erred in their assessment of others' perspectives. At the Gettysburg battlefield, President Lincoln remarked that the world would little note nor long remember what was said to dedicate the National Cemetery on the grounds of that pivotal battle. Yet the speech in which those words appear is one of the best known in American history. What I know about many members of Butler's class of 2020 is that they were very aware that they were living in a period of time that history will mark. Yet they kept it in perspective. It is so very disappointing to leave high school without the rites and traditions that marked that last spring. Winter sports playoff runs were cut short. No spring athletic season occurred at all. No prom, no senior Olympiad, no marching to pomp and circumstance. But time and again, I heard members of this class talk about things of greater importance. Keeping members of compromised populations safe, finishing their academic career strongly, and adapting to a new academic world. Maintaining contact with those who would struggle without the daily support of friends. They will have stories to tell for years to come and will lament the missed events and the lost opportunities for making those final memories with friends. But they will also be able to hold their heads high and speak of their ability to master new ways to learn and to persevere when it might not be easy to do so. It is strange that 12 and a half years of school can be overshadowed by less than 3 months of upheaval at the end. But that is the reality for this class. What I know is that they could not have performed so admirably during this time without the preparation that came during those previous years. Graduates, for that preparation, be grateful to those who prepared you, who guided your perspectives and awareness so that you could meet this challenge. The arrival of this class at this point would not be possible without the support of their families and the people who make up the Butler Area School District. Every person associated with your schools in your 13 years has played a part in making this moment. The Board of School Directors, the superintendent and staff of our central administration, the custodians, the maintenance workers, food service staff, the paraprofessionals, bus drivers and secretaries, your counselors, and of course, one of the best instructional groups anywhere, the teachers of Butler Area School District. I would like to quickly acknowledge particular members of this class. First, all members of this class who have enlisted in any branch of our armed services. Please accept our gratitude and our admiration. Thank you for your willingness to serve. This class was also greatly enriched this year through the addition of 2 exchange students who brought new perspectives and friendship to our school. Sal will return to Georgia shortly after the closure began, but her confidence and vibrance will long be remembered. Elena decided to stay here through the pandemic while she worried about her family back home in Italy. Her hopes of participating in our spring sports were thwarted, but I know she has made lifelong friends. The 2 of you fit in here so well, and I hope you always feel like you have a home in Butler. We just heard 2 amazing young ladies speak on the theme, "It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light." Doing so requires a level of maturity to recognize that these dark moments are usually temporary, and an awareness that there is indeed always light. Whenever you experience those moments of darkness, no matter where in the world your lives have taken you, know that Butler High will always be your home, and that there is always the light of the people here who are willing to help you. Congratulations and good luck to you all. We wish you the best. It is your turn to take the world by storm. Dr. White, I certify that each of the students receiving a diploma has completed the requirements to graduate, and I proudly present to you the 130th class of Butler Senior High School, the class of 2020.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome all parents, family, friends, faculty, board members, and the class of 2020 to the commencement exercise for Butler Senior High School. Seniors, tonight we celebrate you. We celebrate you as a group, and we celebrate your individual accomplishments. We also thank you for being part of our high school and community. While your senior year was disrupted by a pandemic, you found ways to connect and support each other. You found ways to keep clubs like Best Buddies operating and connecting with those who weren't connected. You created videos, you did service, you helped others. You were truly a tremendous class. However, you did miss a lot of class time. So I would like to provide one final lecture and one more homework assignment. One of our nation's founding fathers and our second president, John Adams, stated, "The whole people must take upon themselves the education of the whole people." Adams believed for democracy to survive, citizens needed to have an education and understand the democracy they live in, how it worked, and what they were voting for. One of the lessons we can learn from this pandemic is how much authority we place in our elected leaders. They hold both lives and liberty in their hands. Our job as a school district is to equip you with the knowledge and skills to understand our democracy and how to seek information on who you want to represent and lead you. This fall will be the first presidential election for the class of 2020. Your final high school assignment is to vote and know why and who you are voting for. We have the right to vote and the ability to pursue our dreams because of the service and sacrifice of so many. I'd like to recognize all veterans and thank them for their service. I'd also like to thank all members of the class of 2020 who've chosen to serve in our armed forces. Thank you. Thank you for your commitment to our country and providing us the freedoms that we have. Family members, friends, mentors, faculty, staff, and anyone else who helped support the class of 2020, I also want to thank you. Distance learning can take the humanity out of teaching and learning. I know many of you worked very hard to keep our students connected and continue to build positive relationships. Your actions demonstrate the resilience that our students in class of 2020 will need to move forward. Seniors, I wish you well in every endeavor you pursue. Be resilient when you face adversity and know that you are part of a community that believes in you. We are proud of you. Seniors, I hope your 4 years at Butler High School have been filled with memories that will last a lifetime. Thank you for all the work and dedication. It has been an honor and a privilege to work with you. President Vavro, Vice President Wagner, by the authority vested in my office in the Commonwealth of Education, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the Butler Area School District Board of Directors, as a commissioned officer of state and superintendent of schools, I verify that this class of 2020 has obtained the graduation requirements set by the Butler Area School Board of Directors and the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the State Board of Education. At this time, I'd like to present Class President Peyton Seibert his diploma, and I'd also like to declare the class of 2020 as graduated. Peyton Gregory Seibert has satisfactorily completed the requirements prescribed by the Board of School Directors and the Pennsylvania Department of Education for the senior high school, and testimony thereof is awarded this diploma. Congratulations, Peyton. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you, Dr. White. If you would now join me on stage or virtually, class of 2020. Class of 2020, you may now move your tassel.
My name is Emily Flieger and I am the class valedictorian. During this time at home, I've been doing a lot of cleaning. Recently, I found some of my old children's books. My favorite book when I was younger was a Sesame Street book called Grover's Bad Awful Day. This book got me through some rough times in elementary school. Once when I forgot to wear gym clothes on gym day and had to run a mile in jeans. Another when I couldn't go to the McQuestion night at McDonald's because we were out of town. And finally, when I forgot to do the last page of my PSSA and thought I was going to fail the 6th grade. So I thought it was only fair to bring the book back for my last day as a senior at Butler. In the book, everything that could go wrong in Grover's Day does. He steps in gum and has to leave his raincoat behind. His ice cream falls right off his cone when he takes a bite, and he forgets what letter comes after Q in front of the whole class. When Grover gets home and tells his mother about his bad awful day, she says, "Grover, bad days happen to everyone. When one happens to you, just keep doing your best." While I might not have forgotten what letter comes after Q, these past weeks have felt like bad awful days because I've been sitting at home when I should be celebrating 12 years of hard work with my teachers and friends. We have not been able to finish our senior year the way we pictured. All of us have missed out on a lot of great moments that would have stayed with us for a lifetime. Yet every person involved in our lives is trying their best to help us have something as close to the senior year we pictured. Things as small as the signs in our yards to a prom in the parking lot are making our bad awful senior year better. Because after all, it only took a grape ice cream soda to make Grover's Day better. So from all of us, thank you to all the teachers and principals for working hard to make the end of this year successful. And thank you to the other staff members who are delivering meals and keeping the school clean and safe. Also, thank you to all of our parents who have shaped us into the people we are today. Personally, I would like to also thank my mom, my dad, and my grandparents for always seeing the best in me and supporting me. To the class of 2020, do not let these past bad awful months influence your future. All of us will face more difficult times. Just remember to keep doing your best in everything you do. Our program will be closed with Amanda Bishop singing the alma mater.